In a land where water is memory and survival is war, giants walk as thunder through dust and
Land is thirsty. The earth splits like old wounds, and the rising sun reveals a kingdom on the edge of survival.
They march with the weight of memory, step after step across dying ground. Generations before.
But in the heat of this rising day, shadows stir beyond the horizon.
Two families, bound by drought and destiny, draw toward the last breath of water on this parched earth. At the edge of exhaustion, hope pools in a shallow mirror of mud and memory. Water.
In a world built on survival, change arrives like a ripple, quiet at first, then unstoppable.
Tension coils like thunder beneath sky and bone. Relief.
Dominance form not in sound, but in stance. A step forward becomes a declaration. A rumble becomes intent.
And the space between them thins like cracked earth under the sun. One step, then another, and the line between warning and will begins to blur. Step meets step, silence becomes.
Until patience break. A step becomes a strike. A breath becomes thunder. For water, for young.
Until weight becomes will, and will becomes movement. One step gained, small as a breath.
And now strength speaks in shockwaves. The earth shakes beneath their weight, air shakes until power finds its angle. One heartbeat of weakness, one slip in the mud. Until power finds its angle. One heartbeat of weakness, one slip in the mud. And the slow turn becomes retreat. Not chaos, but concession. The quiet acceptance that hunger back. And in the hush that follows force, the plains breathe again. Dust falls like memory.
And thirst turns to gratitude, a gift earned by endurance. Each swallow writes a story of dust and bone.
Eyes beyond the herd record what the earth remembers. Humans watch from shade and silence.
And the lesson becomes ink. In careful lines and measured words, they store the pulse of the plains.
And the young learn from quiet moments more than war. Where elders fought, calves grow.
Water becomes blessing, and bodies that fought now shimmer with quiet grace. Even the land seems to sigh beneath their peace.
And elders carry the archives of survival in every scar, every breath. They remember drought, and peace is never a place to remain, only a moment to remember. The herd feels distance call, and so they turn from peace toward distance. What was one becomes memory.
And heat greets them like an old adversary. Water behind them breathes memory, but ahead lies distance,
and the world turns white with sun. Heat presses on hide like memory of fire, yet they move.
And the plains remind them that victory is never shield, only moment. Here lies the cost,
and danger leaves its own scripture. Claws write where hooves walk, hunger follows in quiet ink. And grass parts to reveal hunger. Eyes carved from fire watch the giants pass, measuring youth.
And hunger advances like shadow at noon, quietly, patiently, without mercy or haste. Predators move,
and patience becomes geometry. They do not rush the giants' horn, they draw lines in silence.
And silence ruptures. Hunger lunges, Titan answers. Not a chase, a collision of intent.
And giants answer with thunder. A mother's weight becomes storm, not born of rage, but duty. And the hunt reverses.
Where menace came with teeth, answer comes with thunder. Predators know when Earth stands up to cinder.
And evening folds like embers cooling. Heat falls into shadow, threat into memory.
And day folds into night as journey continues. Darkness is not end, only another. And under moon's calm eye, another presence waits. Not predator of claw or tooth. And as giants fade into night, another watcher remains. Not hunter,